Hey guys, today's video is of the top 10 favorite wooden roller coasters I've ever ridden. Wooden coasters like more like a classic thing now, they're dying. This one does include closed roller coasters. It does include like wooden coasters that are now no longer operating. So I'm just going to incorporate all the ones I've ridden into one video. It's top 10. So number 10, y'all should know what it is. It's Georgia Cyclone. Oh boy, this thing is crappy. This is a crappy roller coaster. This thing extremely rough. Literally, I felt like I was about to get a whiplash on this thing. You all know, if you all know me, you know I did not like this ride. I don't hate it. I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it. Honestly, I just think this thing needs to get the RMC treatment, and it is getting it. And yeah, I'm excited to see what this thing would look like as an RMC. And yeah, basically just bland, rough, you know, like a mini Mean Streak. Okay, moving on. Number 9 is actually a roller coaster that I only ridden when I was 4 years old. So I'm still including this in the video, and that's the Comet at Hershey Park. I've never talked about the Comet, but I like this coaster. It's a classic. And I remember being fairly smooth for a wooden coaster when I was 4. I'm 15 now. And yeah, sorry the Sky Rush isn't included in this photo. Last time when I went to Hershey Park, Sky Rush didn't even exist. Hopefully soon I should be coming back to Hershey Park to ride Comet with another perspective. So I won't be reviewing this anytime soon. Same with the Super Duper Looper and Trailblazer, which are the only other 2 coasters I've ridden at this park. But let's just move on. Number 8 is the Hurler at Carowinds. I actually like this coaster. I will say the layout is bland. It is kind of a bland layout, basically. Basically, not really much airtime. The turns are pretty rough, but it's tolerable. The drop's good. It's kind of just like a bland wooden coaster, but also the station's ugly. It's an ugly station. But yeah, Hurler. I think it's a good coaster. I think it's good, but it's just not my favorite wooden coaster out there. It's just bland, rough, you know. But thankfully, it's painless. Number 7 is the Roar, which is a GCI. I like this. It's good. The reason why I put this over Hurler is because of the fact that it actually has more twists and turns, and it actually has airtime. Now, I will say, it is kind of rough. It is kind of rough. It does have the PTC trains, but it's still a good coaster. The turns are good. The drops are good. The airtime is good. Roar's a good roller coaster. I don't get why people criticize this ride. It's good. I mean, I would like this to be RMC'd, or just at least have some Million Fire trains, because this thing does have a lot of potential and delivers some of it, but not all of it. And number 6 is the only other coaster the only other wooden coaster that I've ridden that is closed. This is Gwazi at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Call me weird and crazy, I actually loved Gwazi. I don't get it. I didn't think it was that rough, to be honest with you. I thought it was fairly smooth for a wooden coaster, from what I've ridden. I mean, it is a GCI after all. People criticize this ride a ton. I don't hate Gwazi at all. This is a great wooden coaster, in my opinion. I mean, I actually really miss it. It's still at Busch Gardens, Tampa. It's just sitting abandoned. But Gwazi, I give a thumbs up for some reason. I've done both. I've done the Lion and the Tiger. I've done both. I do like the Tiger side better, but woo, Gwazi, I really miss this. And I hope Busch Gardens decides to RMC this thing, because wow, Gwazi should live. And yeah, so let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is the Cheetah at Wild Adventures, which is the only CCI I've ridden. This is a great wooden coaster. Now, if you remember this is the final ride, my final ride of the day at Wild Adventures was actually this thing. It was the second ride of this thing. And I remember I was talking about how painful it was during the second ride. But it makes it even better. I love Cheetah. It's a great setting, and it is rough, but it's very fun. It is, again, the thing that makes me like this better, like the roughness is better, just because it doesn't give me a whiplash like the Georgia Cyclone did or stuff like that. And also the airtime is good. The turns were great. It has some good turns in the Cheetah. The drop was also pretty wild. My dad told me that like in the fall time there's like literally bees everywhere like during the drop. It makes cheetah even cooler. I love the cheetah. I wish I could do this thing at night. Number 4 is the Wild One at Six Flags America. I love me some Wild One. This thing is a classic. And it's a great ride still. It's some pretty wild airtime. And the helix is crazy. Like you get some insane laterals during that helix. And this thing is still smooth considering it's over 100 years old. This thing is just great. I was so surprised by the Wild One. I just want to get back in line. Oh my gosh. Wild One is a great wooden coaster built by Ridden. And yeah, I can't believe this thing's good. It was built by Ridden. And Ridden made the Georgia Cyclone. This thing is great. Just wow. Thumbs up for the Wild One. Now at the top 3, this is where it gets good. Number 3 is the Great American Scream Machine at Six Flags over Georgia. When I went here with my youth group, we never got to ride this. And I'm like, okay, it's just a wooden coaster, whatever. But then I went back in July and we rode this, and I was speechless from this ride. I was so surprised. I was expecting to be good, but this thing was great. Now, I will say, it was pretty rough. I will say that. It was rough. Definitely pretty rough for a wooden coaster, but what made me love it so much was the airtime was so wild. Like, literally, I was standing up most of the ride because how crazy the airtime was. I am a big Great American Scream Machine fan. If I ever go back to Six Flags over Georgia, I definitely ride this. Plus, it's an ace coaster landmark, and I understand why. This thing is just impressive. Number 2 is White Lightning. Now, these next 2 wooden coasters are actually in my home parks, or some of my home parks, the 2 Fun Spot parks. But White Lightning, don't get fooled by its size. This thing is amazing. Airtime city, and it's also intense and smooth too. Best GCI I've ridden by far. This thing is just so like compact, so original. It might be a family wooden coaster, but whoa, White Lightning is one of my all-time favorite wooden roller coasters. Just airtime after airtime, turns after turn. It's crazy. However, can't compete number 1. Number 1, Mind Blower at the Fun Spot Park. You know, Fun Spot Kissimmee. This thing is fantastic. It's so fantastic. It even made my top 20. This thing is awesome. That drop is so steep. That version, you get some hang time there. Also, the turns are just compact. It's just so much twisting and turning. It's just so intense. Mind Blower is extremely good. I could honestly do this thing all day when it comes to wooden coasters. This thing is just awesome. It's like an RMC, basically a Florida RMC. And yeah, it was hard to get on this thing. Like, it was closed. Like, twice I came into Fun Spot, this thing was closed. Like, one because I don't know, they were doing some maintenance on it. It was the day after it opened, and then second time was because it broke down. And they said it'd be closed for an hour. I'm like, oh, forget this. But then the next day I go back and I finally ride it, and it was all worth it. And this thing is just crazy. And that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. What are your favorite wooden coasters? Even if you haven't ridden any of these, like if you've ridden other wooden coasters, you can comment those too. I want to know. See you guys next time. Have a theme-tacular day.